And we are back with the second half of episode 51. See, I got it right this time. Of A Song and Tara. And we are joining Liam, who was supposed to go and talk to dead people.
You
Yes.
you may have gotten the episode part right, but you said the second half.
Yes.
Come on, you should have let her have that one.
Nope.
No, now she can improve for the.
You are
Third
horrible people. Ladies and
Definitely,
gentlemen.
you mean the third half, right, Helle?
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this is a service announcement. This is what I have to put up with on a weekly basis. All right, let's get
To
back
be fair,
Playing
what the audience has to put up with as well. So.
True. All right, you wanted to talk to Francesca first?
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, you can get a hold of Francesca. That's not a problem. You do in fact manage to get her on the phone, I assume.
Yeah, or if that works on the phone.
Yeah,
Cool.
on the phone. Yes.
Yep.
See.
Hi Francesca, this is Liam.
Oh yes. How may I help you?
So, are you busy right now?
Well, define busy.
Well, I was kind of hoping you'd go speak to dead people with me.
You can just hear the gears grinding on the other end, and she says a few things in Italian to someone else in the room, and then she comes back to you and says, go speak to dead people with you or with my boyfriend. That is difficult.
Yes, I can. I can imagine it would be.
Bring
So,
him!
So I'll pick you up in 5.
Oh, five. All right, in 5.
Excellent. See you then.
Can you make
Liam
it?
just
Can
goes
Can
out
you Can you make
on
it
the-
7?
10.
Grazie.
Okay. Then I'll go pick her up. I'll make sure to make it 10 minutes.
Yes. No problem. You pick her up and she's grinning from ear to ear when you do.
Well, let's go talk to dead people. So, I've heard that Wolston Square is the best place for us to get a hold of them.
Best is that is one way of putting it. Some would probably also say it's the worst.
Yes.
It is the most haunted place in Dublin. Yes.
Good. Then we'll go to Wolston. So, also, I heard that if you have a penis, which I do, then they don't like you.
I should hope you have.
Yes.
Otherwise, Aideen has been fibbing all of us.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I hear they have a problem with.
Well, Darky Kelly doesn't like men very much. She's had well, she was killed because of men, and well, yes. So she carries grudges over centuries.
Yeah.
She's really good at it. it's a skill, you know. And I understand her. I'm Italian.
Okay, so how do we play this? Do you do the talking, or do you just introduce me, or?
Well, if it is her that is there, then I will probably do the talking. If it is one of the others, then I will just stand there and do my very level best to not get you in trouble.
Right. Okay. And how does?
By the way, can we stop by a pharmacy on the way?
A pharmacy?
Yes.
Sure.
Grazie,
Why not?
grazie. Good. And she actually does it when you say that, because yeah, like she's had something to eat that did not sit too well with her.
Yeah. So we drive by a pharmacy.
Yes. She pops in and comes back a moment later with a bottle of Alka-Seltzer, and she sits down next to you in the car, smiles brightly, empties half of the bottle in one long gulp, and says, "All right, let's go."
Okay then. They go to Wolston Square then.
Yes. And you you get there, and do you remember? I mean, do you remember the description from the first time we got there, or should I repeat briefly?
I think it would be cool if you could repeat it.
Yeah, sure. Well, the point is that Wolfton Square is a small and rather actually a rather dull place with lots and lots of concrete and asphalt and 3 or 4 strategically placed, very sickly looking trees surrounding a small playground, children's playground, which is surprisingly little used because, you know, for whatever reason, kids don't really like to be there very much. I wonder why. And but that's really it. And down by the end of the square, there's a wall, and up against that wall are gravestones placed with the back out, so that basically the writing on the gravestones are the writing is protected for future generations. But they are literally placed there in rows up against this wall.
Okay.
And this is now right after dark, which means that, yeah, you have Wolfson Square to yourselves. People, specifically dreamers, have this innate feeling that this is not a place to be after dark. And as you stand there and wait, at first nothing happens. It takes a little while before, you know, it actually starts to get a little bit boring, and probably to the point of, is this going to work? And then as you get to that point, you suddenly realize that you are not looking at Wolfton Square anymore. You are looking at a green field. There are no buildings anywhere around, at least not that you can see in front of you. There are no power cables in the landscape either, so basically it looks like you've stepped into the land that time forgot.
Let's find our little favorite dinosaurs then.
You can, however...
Yay, little food!
You can, however, see the Liffey. You realize at that moment that you're probably still standing in exactly the same place.
Yeah. Just pre-civilization.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Or at least very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
And you can see suddenly you can see a group of people in the distance. They're quite far away. You can also see a man who's walking up next to you. He doesn't seem to realize that you're there. You see a man walking up next to you. He is dressed like a Celtic warrior. He is you yourself. You are Irish. You've seen pictures of these guys in history books when you were in school, if nothing else.
Sure.
So this is from this fellow is dressed pretty much like you would imagine that someone was in the heroic age in Ireland. And this man is severely wounded. You've seen enough wounds to know that he's not going to live. But he is unbroken. He is defiant, and he is looking down towards this other large group of people who are still off in the distance. And he walks on for a little while, and he walks up to a large rock, and he stops there. And then he puts his back up against this rock. He throws a chain around it, or a rope, as it is, around the rock, and then he puts his arms. He gets under the rope so that he is basically he's held upright by this rope. And he is facing the people down in front of you guys. He does not react to you being there. And as he does so, he snarls. And he speaks in the Garou tongue. It's very old. It's like any language, these things evolve, but you can still make out enough of it to basically understand that what he is doing is he is sneering his defiance at what he is considering an evil enemy, and he is cursing them and dooming them that they shall pay for what they have done to him. And they shall pay for what they have done to Ireland. And he waits. And you have no idea for how long you're standing there, but you realize that the people down in front don't want to come closer. They are apparently they're afraid of this one man who's lashed himself to this stone. And he's armored. He's got a spear in one hand. But you can tell from where you're standing. You can tell he's dead. He dies while he stands there. The only reason why he's not collapsing to the ground is because he's being held aloft by the rope. But the people who are down in front of you can't. They're too far away to tell that for a fact, and they don't dare to get closer. Until eventually, at long last, a raven lands on this man's head, on his shoulder. It doesn't do anything, it just sits there. And then they seem to realize down there that, oh, okay, he's dead. He's not reacting to the bird landing on him. And they come closer. And I need actually, yeah, boom, 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 boom. Just let me check one thing in a hurry here, because there is something. Here we go. Do please roll occult for me. It's intelligence plus occult.
Okay.
If you have it.
Yep. Nope.
That's a botch.
Yep.
So does he get false information?
Yeah. Well, in this case, it means you have absolutely no clue whatsoever what this is supposed to mean. You are absolutely totally baffled by it, and it ends. It ends right there with a familiar voice, specifically that of Nala, saying, Liam, you look like you're a million miles away. And then that snaps you out of it.
And is she standing there?
Yes, she is. Kind of in color negative as the image of her now is. She's
Sure.
definitely the whole ghost thing, yes. But she's there.
Well, maybe not a million miles, but quite a few centuries.
Oh?
Yeah, I don't. He looks over at Francesca. Did did you see that?
See what? We've been standing here for, I don't know, half an hour or something.
Okay, so you didn't see that. I'll explain later.
Okay.
For now, though, hi Nala.
Hello. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I'd ask how you've been, but
Dead.
I don't really,
Dead.
Yeah. Well, so, we went to London,
Right.
and we killed Rory, and we killed Michael Blackwell.
Well, that explains why I've been able to move away from the hospital for a few days.
Yeah. Sorry, we couldn't help you.
No, it's you have nothing to apologize for. You did everything you could.
Yeah.
You get,
and
I hate to have to say this, but you kind of get used to being dead. You have an eternity of it.
I suppose that's true. So even though we count that as a major victory,
So do I.
it does mean that there's a whole bunch of Black Spiral dancers coming to Dublin.
Now, just to be sure, are these some of the same people that hurt me?
I can't imagine it wouldn't be. It's Blackwell's sept. Yeah. I'm absolutely certain it is.
Okay.
The reason we're here, though, is to ask for your help.
Good, because if you'd said anything else, I was going to get really upset with you.
Yeah. No. We want you in on this.
Thank you.
So, I don't know exactly how you think you can help, but any help is appreciated.
Yeah. Do you remember what I did in the hallway in the hospital?
Yeah.
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 I can do that to people as well.
That's good. That's good.
And I think there are probably a few other... Well, I think we are a few others in this city like me who would like to... Yeah, we would like to get involved. Not all of us, I'm sure, but a lot of us.
As many as you can route up, and yeah, that would be fantastic.
Well, you will have me, at least. I will be there. And I know Darky will when I've spoken to her. And I know that Iona will be there, and a couple of others as well.
Excellent. I don't know how it works for you guys, but if you can sense their presence here in Dublin, but I think they're set to arrive within the next day or two.
Do you know where they're going to arrive by any chance? Are they going to fly in? Or are they going to drive in from Ulster? Or are they going to sail over? Or what are they going to do?
Out of game, did we have any
No
indication
idea.
of that?
No idea.
Okay. Well, sorry, I don't know
Ah.
how, but
Not a problem. I'm sure we will figure it out.
okay, cool. Well, it seems they're going after both the Dublin Sept and the Tara Sept.
That's ambitious.
It is.
Right. Okay. Well. I guess I've better go and talk to some of the others.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
No worries, no worries. I'm glad you can help us.
Oh, I'm glad I can as well. It was starting to get a little dull just sitting around the hospital. just a bit.
Yeah.
It's just, hospital food does not get any better because you're dead.
And also, Liam actually chuckles at this. It should also be said that I don't know if that helped as well, but Marty led a ritual that cleansed the hospital.
Oh, that might have had something to do with it then.
Yeah.
Tell him to focus on the food next time.
I will do.
It really is absolutely atrocious, believe me.
Some things are beyond my reach.
I'll do that. Cool.
All right. I would say call me, but I'm still not used to this. Tell you what, I'll try and keep a tap on where Fenna is, because for obvious reasons she's the one I knew her when I was alive and all that.
Well, you know what? Why don't I see Fenna all the time, obviously. Why don't I tell her that you're looking for her, and then
that would be good if you could do that. That would be nice, and I will come. I'll come a knocking some late. That's not something you want a ghost to say to you, is it?
No, no, it isn't.
If it's any consolation, tell her I promise. I promise it won't involve any chains or bed sheets or anything of the sort.
I'll tell her as much. Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
You too now. And so they drive back.
And she walks off pretty much like she was when alive, which you didn't know her at the time, but she doesn't seem to be, where many of the other many of the ghosts in Dublin have been dead for so long that they basically they don't even move like mortals anymore. They just they float across the ground or move closer in leaps and bounds, or suddenly they have moved 5 meters closer, and it's really creepy and stuff. She just sticks her hands in her ghostly pockets and walks along.
Cool. Okay, so Liam drives Francesca back to her place, assuming that's where she wants to go.
Yeah, it is.
And then
actually, on the way there, she says, "No. Actually, is it okay? I need to talk to Aideen. Actually, is that okay?"
Wait a minute.
See?
Wait a minute.
See?
Ooh. Okay. He drives her back to Aideen.
She has this big question mark over her head.
Wait a minute. Yes? Wait a minute. See? Wait. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so he drives her back to his place then.
I love them.
Unless Aideen is at the Sept, I don't know.
No, she's
she'll
at
be
home.
home.
She's at home.
She's
And
7 months.
I think at some point he'll try to get Aideen on a one-on-one.
Yes.
So I think maybe Francesca, as you know, and he points at Aideen's.
What gave it
large.
away? What gave it away, numbnuts? She's 4 months along.
Well, I don't feel stupid now.
She gives you a kiss on the cheek and says, "Oh, that's what happens when you're dead for 4 months."
Yep.
Aww.
Plus, of course, the fact that Aideen's babbies are pretty much nearly there themselves.
Yep. And Liam will do one last thing before. So out of game, who's left? Are there any Fina left in the sept at this point? I've kind of lost
Apart from you, let me just check. But I don't actually think. I think you're the only one in Rain's Eye, apart from. Let me just have a look, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, the other last one committed suicide by Black Spiral Dancer.
Yes.
Can I just say, Francesca is going to have the prettiest baby boobs.
Yeah.
What about Una?
Well, Una has been gone for quite a long time now.
Has she? I forgot.
Yeah.
She was the one who got
kind of
sent
got
into the
lost in
past.
time and space.
Oh, derp, right. Duh.
She got
Okay.
married to a
Why
soldier.
didn't you pick her up while you were there, Liam?
What?
Because wrong continent and wrong century.
Yeah.
Well, the past is the
What makes you
past.
blonde?
All right, you get
Okay,
back. Yes,
so any Fina would have to be in Tara then.
yes, indeed.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think at some point he'll want to call one of them.
Okay.
Or
But we don't have to
there's
handle that now.
Karen, who has been taught by a Fina in history.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah. Well, does Liam know that? That's the question.
Probably does.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Well, okay, then he heads back toward the Liffey.
Yes.
Because Taryn is rather fond of her friends, so she would have talked about them.
Right. You go back to the Liffey. And yes, that I think we've actually been around all of you now, haven't we? I'm not missing out on anyone, right?
No.
No.
Nope.
Good. Then we shall return to the original couple here up on the roof. Who by now are probably in bad need of some cough syrup themselves because. Yeah.
I think Taryn pauses after a little while and then just says in Homid because it's really uncomfortable sitting in wolf form now for some reason. And says, "Seriously, I'm starting to sound like one of those designer pooches today."
Yes, it is.
Cough.
I think we should just keep trying.
Yes. Well, it takes.
Well, for everything you've thought out, summoning something should probably have been one of them. Ow.
I will learn soon. I think.
Yes. You are. At this point, it's late enough at night that you've been at this for probably just over an hour, pretty much constantly.
At least I attract spirits.
And yes, and it does eventually lead to maybe, I don't know if it's the desired effect, but at least you are swathed in moonlight very definitively. It's all around you at the same time.
Hello, moonlight.
Yeah, well, it doesn't answer you in any voice per se, but you do get a clear sensation that it is aware of you, and yes, what do you want? Basically, it is saying, what do you want? What do you want to stop doing that?
We have called to you because we need your help. Dublin will be attacked soon by many Black Spiral Dancers and many Bane spirits, but we need your help for something even more important. We are going to help someone I think is your friend. I think you have probably danced with her, little waves, many times. We are going to help Leafy and clean her. And our friend, the spider, has promised to make a web that we can use to clean out all the taint. But we were hoping you would help us, or help her, make the net of moonlight.
That actually gets the loon slightly fascinated. That's a novel way of using moonlight, certainly. Doesn't seem to have had anyone... It doesn't seem to have any experience with that kind of request before. So yes, it doesn't seem unwilling, at least. It just doesn't really know exactly what it is you wanted to do.
And at that point, Marty realizes perhaps he should have brought a spider along. So I guess he looks towards where they got up and calls out, "Spider, can you hear us?"
And the opening of, or the what is it called? The roof.
The roof access?
Yes, thank you. That was exactly the hatch that you came up is pushed aside, and a couple of enormous black spidery legs appear, and the loon wants to be somewhere else entirely.
Don't be afraid. This is my friend Spider. She is...
You have a very clear sense of a loon thinking you keep weird friends.
Karen does have huge eyes. She hasn't actually seen the size of the spider he was talking with.
That's probably for the best.
She's not afraid of spiders, you'd notice that much.
No, she's got every reason to not be afraid of them.
Mm-hmm. She's just very curious.
Yeah.
Slowly reaching out a paw to, do I even dare touch those legs?
Well, this enormous pitch black hunting spider with a narrow long legs, small-ish, at least for a spider, hind body, and of course, seriously. Yes, in fact, that is a very, very apt description, Chris. For those of you who can't see it, because I haven't changed to that yet, but basically Chris just wrote, "I am getting vibes of Ungoliant approaching the trees of Valinor." And yes, and anybody here who has ever read the Silmarillion by Tolkien will know what that refers to. It's not entirely wrong. This creature is humongous. It is enormous. And yet as she slithers up onto or steps up onto the roof, there is nary a sound at all. It's almost completely silent.
Marty smiles at her and nods.
Saren drops her jaw, but not out of fear. It's just like, oh my god, she's beautiful, kind of face.
Yeah.
This is Spider, my friend, and she makes the most beautiful webs and the most dangerous. No enemy or prey that she wants can escape from them. Not even taint, if you help.
Again, the loon is intrigued and frightened senseless. This is a very large spider, and spiders, after all, are primarily weaver spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Saren is already up, her tail whacking like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
And
oh my god.
I think sensing this, Marty says, and as we talked about earlier, Spider is also an animal like me.
Well, the loon will it's not leaving or anything, but it is somewhat nervous. And clearly what it wants to know is whether the loon or whether the spider wants it or just some of its light.
Spider.
Mm-hmm.
The loon wants to know if you want it or just some of the light.
No, I would not have it. I couldn't ask it for light a second time then, could I? Oh, you fell out. Sorry.
Oh, I think that is true. I think you could be good friends, you two.
I hope so. I haven't seen the moon for a very long time. I tend to stay indoors. Maybe it is time to stop hiding
And take back the city?
and take back the city.
I wholeheartedly agree. Oh my, she starts circling the spider. Though it's a little clumsy because she is still missing her front leg.
Yes.
Marty looks back up towards the moon, or the loon, and
Yes.
says, "We are planning on making a great wave of change with many new allies being formed, alliances. And we will start it off with cleaning the Leafy. Do you want to help us?"
The loon clearly wants to help you, and it also clearly wants you to be there when it hands over some light to the spider.
It doesn't
I can
seem
do that.
like Taryn is inclined to leave the spider just yet, so that would be fine.
And what happens is that the light that surrounds you forms into a small a sphere, almost slightly smaller than a beach ball, and tendrils of it shoots out lazily, not as in an attack, but just slowly towards the spider, and the spider raises its two the long front legs which are basically they're chitinous spears more than anything else. They're incredibly dangerous looking things, and it just catches these fine strands of light at the very tip of its legs, and it begins to weave right there in front of you. It just begins to weave the light into this incredibly fine pattern of a net, very, very finely meshed net. And it keeps weaving for as long as the loon gives it light.
Taryn sits beside Marty. You keep the best of friends. This is totally worth my voice. For at least 3 months.
When you make friends everywhere, you make many best of friends.
Yes.
The spider seems entirely happy with everything that's going on, and it says, maybe I will no longer be shunned if I turned up in the park.
Well, you are basically the spider weaving the net that saves Liffey.
Imagine that. The weaver and the wild.
And they have not kicked me out yet.
Yes. But we do know that I represent something which has lost its way.
Yes, but
But you are not it.
No, I am not. I have my
despise
own
that.
will.
Thinking himself.
I have my own will, as do you, and we have to make our own way.
Yep.
This will be my finest work, but it will not be done tonight. Come back and pick it up tomorrow, she says.
and Maddie looks to the loon because it seemed uncomfortable with him.
The
not
loon
being
seems
there.
quite fine now. because
Oh, that's
They just
good.
wanted to be sure that the spider weren't gonna kill it.
yes, exactly. This seems to be fine with it. It's got no problem with this.
Is the spider using all of its legs?
No, just the front two
Spiders usually use the
mandibles. and
two legs in front and the mandibles, or if it's making the web itself, the two
Hind legs. Yes.
the ones way back.
Yep.
But it still uses the two front and mandibles to actually make the net.
In that case, I think Marty nods and says, "We will be back." And as he walks to go, past the spider, he stops and transforms into Hamid.
Mhm.
And you can do a partial transformation, right?
Yes.
So he just transforms a single claw
Mhm.
on his finger and cuts himself in the hand.
Oh yeah.
And extends it to the spider and says, "I promise, if we are allies, I will always speak your case."
Don't you need a certain, what's it called, not a drawback, the other thing?
It's
Merit?
Yeah,
I
don't
think
you
if
need
you
a
have a
merit?
merit, you
Or
can
a
do it
merit.
without rolling.
Okay.
Yes, it's there is a flaw called no partial transformation, which bans you
Yeah.
from doing this.
Yeah, okay.
But it is possible for people to do what he's doing, and it in this case, no need to roll for it. You've got all the time in the world. So yes, the spider turns around, and it can't really stop the whole weaving.
No,
thing,
that's why I've
obviously.
asked if it was using all the legs.
It's not. It's not using some of the other ones. So you can if it's because you want to touch with the blood, then you can certainly do so.
Kind of shake hand or whatever.
Oh yeah, but it needs the other 6 legs to keep its balance.
Well, does it turn so I can, in that case?
Yes, it does.
And he places his hand
Yes.
on it. "I swear this, as a being of both spirit and flesh."
Yes, there's a great deal of spirit in you. Yes, you are my friend. Thank you.
And thank you. I will bring a cow next time.
Please do. Cows are nice.
Can I have some?
Yes.
You brought a cow?
Then he's happy to leave.
We can share a cow.
Terrence also heard you brought her a cow?
Yes, she likes cows.
Where did you find it?
At the zoo.
You found a cow at the zoo?
It might have been an exotic cow.
Moo.
Mine tastes.
Yes.
She follows after Marty, then stops and bows, nods at the spider. I hope I'll be your friend someday too.
You keep good company. I don't see why we shouldn't be friends one day.
She smiles, her tail wagging as she jumps after Marty.
He's bagging Lupus
Yes.
as they leave.
Yes.
She is practicing running on 3 legs.
Yes.
It looks like a puppy trying to run with huge feet, but it's working.
Yes.
Hey, you don't need a partner to participate in a 3-legged race.
Oh! Oh God, that's bad. Oh, yes, it's true though.
It is.
Hey Marty,
Yes?
can we go see Kiva first?
He looks confused.
It's a fae. She taught me to do mechanical stuff.
I think we have time. Yes. But you will show the way.
Of course, of course. She tries to show the way even though he's probably faster than her since she is determined going in Lupus. Because she really needs to get the balance of this ship.
Yep.
He's polite enough to wait.
Yes.
Well, she's not that slow, but it is a puppy running, sort of, ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got the hang! Oh shit, I tripped. Okay, I got the hang of it now. Shit, I tripped.
I think on the way he mentioned that he's very happy that this seems so far, that the spirits so far have seemed to agree with him.
Well, you are planning on doing something which will benefit them, so why wouldn't they? That being said, We will pop over to Fenna again.
Post-coital glory.
Because, well, he is Aura is he is getting ready to head to the Bleeding Horse. So, are you going along, or are you waiting where you are, or what are you gonna do?
She's looking for her
I
brother.
might as well go along.
Sorry, one more time. You might.
I said I might as well go along.
Yep.
I mean, what am I going to just do sitting here doing nothing? Also, that affect Aura seems to have on people. How's that affecting me?
You feel a sort of enormously blissful. Yeah, you're tired, but you're fairly certain you're tired in exactly the right kind of way.
Now, I have a very, very important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for Fenna.
Hmm?
Did he pop her cherry?
Do you hear that silence? That's the sound of me not saying anything.
Ba-dum.
So he did. All right.
Right.
Well, it's always good to know what the next one is, competing against. This time it's something Faye, so she might not really ever feel this way again. Unless she stays with him, of course.
Well, in any case, he's perfectly happy. He's perfectly happy to come along. So yeah, you guys head down to the Bleeding Horse, where you meet up with Miela. First and foremost, she's there when you get there, and she smiles when she sees you because, oh yay, you're back! Awesome! Hey, does that mean we're friends again?
Were we ever not?
Oh shit! I said something I shouldn't have. Oops.
What?
Well, the queen was a little. She was oh bollocks.
Frigid?
No, just a little unhappy that one of her finest knights. Well, maybe not one of, but oh dear. I don't know if we were really not friends, but maybe less so than. I can't get out of this one, can I? Aura just shakes his head. Well,
Fella's just standing there.
she was upset because of what happened to Tara. And then it was winter. And then she's not terribly good at, forgiving and forgetting and so on. So we haven't been supposed to talk about werewolves all winter. It's been kind of weird.
Well, she will have the best opportunity to let all of her anger at werewolves out.
Okay, that's I don't know.
Fenna's
if that's
not looking happy.
at you.
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, Fenna is kind of looking happy, but still relatively isn't looking happy.
She's trying not to smile when she really wants to smile, yeah.
It takes a couple of moments before the penny drops.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just see how Miela looks from you to Aura and then back again. And then this at first you're not quite sure what her facial expression is meant to be, and then her face almost splits in the biggest smile ever, and she launches herself into a hug of Aura and goes, "Oh, finally! You've been talking about her for ages."
Aww.
And he actually gets he you know, he gets beat red.
Aww.
I imagine I imagine a blushing aura is not something you see every day.
No, no, not at all. Clearly, he fidgets a little, and he's like, "Yeah, well, yeah, I get. We shouldn't keep Her Majesty waiting."
I think that makes Fenner blush a little too. Like, holy shit.
And he scratches his cheek a little, and with this kind of fishy look on his face, and he's, I'm sorry, I didn't, I didn't mean to be all. Oh, this doesn't make me look all that good, does it?
I don't know that it makes you look all that bad.
That clearly makes him relax. Anyway, we should probably, yeah, let's go in and before we give her any more reason to be pissed.
Yes.
All right. And this pretty much the same thing happens as last time you were there. You go up to that little room behind the main club area, and the doors behind you are closed, and Miela infuses you with a small amount of glamour, which obviously means that suddenly you see the Fae for what they actually are.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so how do I see them now?
You see, well, actually, people are making a good point that we are in fact due the next break. So I will explain what you are seeing exactly when we get back from that, shall we?
Okay.
All right. And I'm gonna stop the recording.